Hi again. Today I wanted to have a chat about balance. My dad has, in the last year or so, had probably up to about 5 falls. Now this is a man who's always been very physically active, always worked, not have a history of any illnesses that would cause him to fall, and he currently doesn't have vertigo. I did an interesting exercise with my daughter who's studying to be a physiotherapist. And it's all about balance and balancing on one leg. My dad also told me that he did this at his gym where he's joined up to do some strength training, and they wanted to check his balance. And they got him to stand on one leg, then the other one. So I'm going to demonstrate that with you, but I'm going to take it further, because there is a big difference between balancing on one leg with your eyes open than there is when you have your eyes closed. And I'll bet you've never ever tried to do it. It's also worth getting your parents to have a go at this. See how they go. Because injuries from falls are one of the bigger issues that happen for our parents. And of course, osteoporosis, which is the brittle bones, is something that women predominantly suffer with once they've lost their estrogen. So from the age of 30, we lose 1% of our bone density each year without intervention, from the age of 30. So imagine then you're at 50, you've lost 20%. If you're an office worker, for example, you've lost 20% of your bone density potentially if you've not done any intervention work like weights training or hill hiking and things like that. From the time of menopause, in the next 5 years, you will lose between 15 and 20% of your bone density without intervention. It is worth, at the age of 50, going and having a bone density scan done just to see where you are at, so you can establish a baseline for yourself. In Australia here, we don't have a bone density scan covered by Medicare until you're 70. And it's around $300 odd out of pocket. I still think it's worth doing if you can make the time and effort. All right, let's have a go at this. So to start off with, I'm going to stand on my right leg, which is my stronger side. My dominant side is my right side. Okay, so I'm going to stand on my right leg, leaving my eyes open, just bending my leg back, and let's see how long I can stand here for. I'm willing to bet this is going to go for 30 or 40 seconds if I let it. Maybe I won't let it take that long. I did this the other day in the kitchen with my daughter and found this was easy peasy. Okay, you can see I'm not moving around a lot. I have fairly good stability through the lower leg, through the calf, through the knee. So I'm looking pretty comfortable, aren't I? All right, I'm going to stop that one now and I'm going to change legs. Let's see what happens on my left leg. Okay, having a look at my lower leg. And again, I'm trying to look just at the one spot, because if you can try to look in the one place, it does help with balance. Okay, I'm keeping my arms fairly still. Even if I cross my arms in front of my body like this, so it means I'm not using the space around me as much. My balance is still pretty good, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to change things up a little bit, and you are going to notice a significant difference. I'm going to stand on my right leg again, this time with my arms crossed again, but also my eyes closed. So our eyes help us to know where we are in space. It's part of our proprioceptive senses, okay, where you are in space. Your eyes, and also there's a little crystal in your inner ear, which if that becomes dislodged or displaced, that's when people experience vertigo. I don't have that obviously, but taking away my eyesight is going to make a difference. I'm going to start on my stronger leg again, okay? So arms crossed over the front. I'm going to close my eyes now. I feel a lot more unstable. think you can see my leg rocking around a lot more. I can certainly feel it. Oh, trying not to fall. Okay, this is getting uncomfortable. My lower limbs muscles, my tendons and ligaments, and the muscles. That was really burning. Okay, let's try with my left leg. I think that was probably what? Was it maybe 30 seconds? Let's try with my left. See if I can hold it for as long. Okay, eyes are closed. No, couldn't do it. I think that would have been lucky to be 10 seconds. Fascinating. Now, the reason this is important, this was first introduced to me when I attended the International Menopause Conference, and I went to a session on fitness as we age. Now, the lecturer, whose name escapes me at the moment, he said, imagine you've got to hang on to a bus or a train or a tram, you're standing up, okay? And from a stationary position, that bus moves and you get launched forward, okay? When we're younger, we have more of the strength and the, what's that force? I think it's force, it's torque, it's, you know, that ability to move through space a lot faster. So we have the capacity to stop ourselves from falling and stabilize ourselves a lot faster. As you age, you lose that ability. So that little exercise that I did before, I think helped to demonstrate somewhat what that actually looks like fast forward 10, 20 years from now. So when you're exercising, part of what we need to do is some balance training. And I learned that Tai Chi is actually one of the best methods of lower limb stabilization and balance exercises that you can possibly do, even better than yoga. So if you have Tai Chi around you, a class that you can go to, those slow controlled movements. Now, I've never done Tai Chi, so I'm not going to be doing anything accurate here, okay? But those slow movements that you see people doing is helping them to master their stability and strength of those smaller supportive tendons and ligaments that help you with your balance. Get your parents to consider what they're doing for their balance and get them to do this activity, obviously when you're around, so we don't want them to fall, because breakages within 5 years, a lot more people will actually die from, even if they have surgery, but worse if they don't have surgery, from a hip fracture, okay? So it's not what we want. We need strong, capable muscles, ligaments and tendons as we age. So balance training, get into some.